Welcome back to our English learning podcast. Today's story is about friendship, jealousy, and learning to be yourself. The story takes place at a high school in Mumbai, India. It's called The New Girl and the High School Drama. When the new school year started at Silver Valley High, everyone seemed excited. The classrooms were full of energy, students talking, laughing, comparing their new notebooks and phones. For most people, it was a fun day. But for one student, it was a day full of nerves and uncertainty. Her name was Aisha Sharma, a 16-year-old girl who had just moved from Delhi. Her father's job had changed, and now she had to start at a new school where she knew no one. When she entered the classroom that morning, she could feel all the eyes turning toward her. Some smiled politely, but most just looked and turned away. The teacher introduced her to the class and asked everyone to help her feel welcome. But as Aisha sat down at the back of the room, she could already feel the loneliness. No one spoke to her that day. During lunch break, the canteen was noisy and crowded. Groups of students sat together, sharing food and laughing. Aisha walked slowly, holding her lunchbox, looking for a place to sit. Finally, she found an empty table in the corner and sat quietly. After a few minutes, a friendly girl named Meera joined her. She asked about Aisha's old school and shared a few jokes about the teachers here. For the first time that day, Aisha laughed. From that lunch onward, Meera became her first friend at Silver Valley High. The days passed. Aisha started to get used to the new environment. She liked her English class the most, especially when the teacher, Mrs. Fernandez, told stories or read poetry aloud. Aisha loved writing, and she often filled her notebook with little poems and ideas for short stories. Meera, on the other hand, loved science and technology. But even though they had different interests, their friendship grew stronger. They spent afternoons in the library together, sometimes doing homework, sometimes just talking about dreams and plans for the future. Aisha told Meera that she wanted to become a writer one day, someone who could tell stories that made people feel seen and understood. One morning, Mrs. Fernandez made an announcement that changed everything. She told the class that the school would soon host its annual drama competition. Every class had to perform a short play, and the best one would win a big prize. The announcement filled the room with excitement and chatter. Among the students, there was one girl who immediately took charge, Riya Malhotra. Riya was confident, beautiful, and admired by everyone. She always seemed to know what to say, what to wear, and how to get attention. Riya announced that she would play the main character in the class play. No one disagreed. Mrs. Fernandez smiled and said they also needed a writer for the script. The room went quiet. Then, to everyone's surprise, Aisha raised her hand. She offered to write it. Some students were surprised, she was new, after all. But Mrs. Fernandez was delighted and told her to go ahead. That evening, Aisha sat at her desk thinking about what kind of story she should write. She thought about her first days at the new school, how invisible she had felt. And then she thought about Meera, who had chosen to be kind when no one else did. From those thoughts, her play began to take shape. It was a story about a student who learns that real beauty and strength come from kindness, not popularity. She called it The Mirror Inside. When she finished writing, she shared it with Meera, who loved it instantly. Meera told her the story felt honest, something every student could understand. The next day, Aisha gave the script to Mrs. Fernandez, who praised it and said it had a powerful message. For a while, everything went smoothly. The class started practicing. Even Riya said the story was not bad, which was rare praise from her. But as the rehearsals continued, things began to change. Riya didn't like that Aisha was getting attention. Students were starting to admire Aisha for her creativity and gentle personality. That made Riya uncomfortable. Soon, she began to make little jokes about Aisha's writing. She would tell others that the story was too simple, or that it didn't have enough drama. Sometimes, she changed her lines during rehearsal without telling Aisha. Each time, Aisha wanted to correct her, but she held back. She didn't want to start a fight. As the performance day came closer, the tension grew stronger. Aisha could feel that some students were taking Ria's side, while others quietly supported her. One evening, Aisha came home tired and frustrated. She thought about giving up on the play completely. She felt small, like her words didn't matter. But then she remembered why she wrote the story in the first place, not for attention, but to say something true. That night, she opened her notebook again and decided to rewrite the final scene. This time, she made it even stronger. The ending would remind everyone that being kind is braver than being popular. The day of the competition arrived. The school auditorium was full. Students, teachers, and parents filled the seats. Aisha watched from backstage as the lights dimmed and her classmate walked onto the stage. The play began. Ria performed confidently, just as everyone expected. But as the story went on, the words Aisha had written began to reach the audience. They listened carefully. When the final scene arrived, Ria delivered the new lines that Aisha had written. The words echoed through the hall. Sometimes, we forget that kindness is stronger than popularity. And being true to yourself is the best role you can ever play. For a few seconds, the room was silent. Then, applause filled the auditorium. It wasn't the polite kind of clapping, it was loud, real, full of emotion. Even Ria looked surprised. After the performance, she walked up to Aisha quietly and thanked her. For the first time, she admitted that Aisha's words had made her think differently. Their class won the first prize that day. Everyone congratulated Aisha and took pictures with her. She felt proud, but also peaceful. She had not tried to win, she had only tried to express the truth she believed in. In the days that followed, the mood in class changed. Students began treating Aisha with more respect. Even Ria started being friendlier, though in her own quiet way. And Aisha, instead of feeling invisible, began to feel like she truly belonged. A few weeks later, something small but meaningful happened. As Aisha walked down the school hallway, a younger student stopped her. The girl looked shy but excited. She said she had seen the play and wanted to write stories too. She told Aisha that her words had inspired her. That simple moment made Aisha smile more than any prize could. She realized something important. It doesn't matter how popular you are or how many people notice you. What truly matters is staying kind, honest, and brave enough to be yourself, even when others don't understand you. High school is full of drama, friends, rivals, competition, and pressure to fit in. But every small act of kindness has power. Sometimes, the quietest person in the room is the one with the loudest heart. Aisha's story reminds us that we don't need to change who we are to belong. Being kind, being true, and believing in yourself will always lead you to the right place, maybe not right away, but in time. Thank you for listening to this story, The New Girl and the High School Drama. If you enjoyed it, listen again, repeat the sentences, and write down new words. Every story helps you improve your English and understand life a little better. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep learning English with a smile.